All right, question for you. What does it take to become a great golfer? A chess whiz? Maybe you want to speak multiple languages, learn the violin, or write a bestseller. One author says it's not too late to learn, to grow. Arturo Hernandez is the author of Mastery: How Learning Transforms Our Brains, Minds, and Bodies. Great title, Mr. Professor Hernandez. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you.
What inspired you to write Mastery?
Well, I mean, like most people, I've tried to learn new things in my life, and it can be frustrating, it can be difficult. And so what I noticed in not just learning things, but also in the science that I did, is that there were things that we could use to help us learn in a better way. So I really wanted to bring that out to the public. How can we use brain science, mind science to help us learn in the more efficient way?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of just say it randomly. Hey, I'm getting old. Like, I feel like age is a barrier to learning, but you're here to say, no, it's not, and there's science to back us up that we can learn really almost at any age, right?
That's true. We actually do learn at any age. I mean, if you drive through Houston, for example, you'll notice that there's a lot of construction, and we have to adapt to a changing environment, and humans are really, really good at this. And we can do this at any age, and we do it actually. It's not that we can do it. We actually do learn at every age.
Okay. We've heard the expression, practice makes perfect. Is there a right or a wrong way to practice, and does it change with when we age?
So practice, yes, practice does make perfect, right? So we do need to actually spend some time doing what we're trying to talk about. And in Mastery: How Learning Transforms Our Brains, Minds, and Bodies, I talk about the type of practice that you can use. The practice is what's called deliberate practice. So you practice with some feedback, telling you whether you're going in the right direction or maybe not quite in the direction you want to go. And that feedback helps you to adapt. But there is a little small hint, which is sometimes people think more practice is better. And that can be true. But remember, if there's too much practice, there can also be burnout or injury.
Interesting. Do our brains change over the years in terms of how we learn? I mean, I think of my young children as a sponge. They soak up everything. And I think I'm a little more hard-headed today. How do we get over that and still learn at this age?
So I'll tell you something surprising that people don't know about usually. I talk a little bit about this in my book, and I've done it in my research. Adults are actually better language learners than kids. Yeah, we know a lot of things. We can take a class, we can learn some grammar, we can learn some vocabulary, and we can be very quickly talking to people. Kids learn a little bit more slowly. You feel like they're sponges as they learn very quickly, but they also forget quickly. So the advantage of being actually older is we can actually remember and use what we know to help us learn new things. And that sometimes we underestimate the ability of the adult to learn.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I sort of just assume, like, okay, well, my body's getting older, my brain's getting older too. If my body's not functioning as well, my brain's not either. Am I wrong?
I mean, it's functioning differently. So in fact, as we get older, our brains become more efficient because we don't have as much battery power as when we're young, right? Our hearts don't beat as much blood, the blood doesn't flow the same, our bodies don't operate the same. So we actually have to be efficient, and our brains become really efficient at learning what we have to do.
Yeah. So I guess one of the goals of the book, if not maybe the main goal, is to try to help folks like me who aren't really sure how to start, or we find ourselves running into barriers. Is this book going to help me work through that and get to that goal that I've set for myself?
Absolutely. The idea is to start small.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of science around people learning soccer, learning chess, learning language. I have some examples of myself. I learned German when I was 35, which was difficult. And some of the strategies are to really start small. Start on the small things that you can do, phrases, sounds, words. If it's chess, very small movements, just to feel like you're making some progress. And I think it's really important for us to make progress because that brings the fun in it. And a lot of times we forget that when we learn something new, it should be fun, it should be exciting, it should be something, we're opening a new door.
Right.
And I think it's really important.
And the fun reinforces the learning, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So where can folks get the book, and how can we find you online?
You can find my book at anywhere you shop online, and you can also find out more about me at hernandezarturo.com.
All right, beautiful, and I can't wait to see the book. Thank you, sir. Arturo Hernandez, professor, appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much.